Hi everyone. Sorry, that was my insulin pump. It's saying it's time for a site change. Or it's telling me that I have 5% left on my pump. Either way, it's ready for a site change. So I've been seeing a lot of people use vial insulin for their site changes with their syringe. But today I'm going to show you what I do with the cartridge insulin instead. Well, I call it a cartridge, but it's called a Penfill, so it's like your Penfill insulin. I use Nova Rapid, and I'm going to show you what I did with all three of these to put it into my cartridge. I already filled the cartridge up, which I shouldn't have, but first I always take the lid off of my syringe here, because right now I always primed my tubing. It's a little wet because I just did my insulin. As you can see, insulin just shot out. But yeah, I prime my tubing, and then I stick the needle part of my syringe into my Penfill here, and then I would just let the insulin of the Penfill come in. There's none in there right now, but actually there's a tiny little bit, so you can see it would fill up. And then once it's filled up to my desired area, I'd flick the syringe here, and then I'd actually put some of that back into my Penfill, just so that there was no air bubbles and it wouldn't go everywhere. So that's what I do. So that part of that is all done. And then what I do with the insulin, this was an old one from my last change, is I'd hold it upright and I'd stick very carefully, because I don't want to poke myself, I'd stick that in here. And then with the not yet filled insulin, I'd actually get all the air bubbles out of the cartridge. So I'd pull up on the plunger and get all the air bubbles out, and then I'd take the syringe out, I'd flick it, then make sure that all of it's out. Ooh, that's a lot of insulin. And then, well, there. I guess I had a little bit of insulin left in this cartridge. So I would put it back in after I got all the air bubbles out. Then I'd stick the insulin back in and listen for the bubble pops, which sometimes that does happen. So you'd hear the bubble pops, and that's completely normal, because that's the balloon inside the cartridge filling up, and that's what the cartridge kind of looks like too. But inside here is like a balloon, and it fills up. That's what I was saying. Anyway, so that's what that does. Then I put it in my sharps container, which is always very important. Oh, I will do that after, because right now I'm just still doing my site change. But yeah, this is my little diabetic area. I have my sharps container. I have a different box with all my infusion sets, which I need to order a new one. I use Autostuff 90 for my infusion sets, which is this little guy, which will be my next step. And of course you have the T-Slim next cartridge. So yeah. Alright. So I did that, and then I go through my screen, and it says to make sure that the cartridge is changed. You unlock your pump to get the cartridge in. Make sure you install the cartridge that you want, and then you basically follow that instructions.